Hey, it's time for the game. I know some of you have been waiting on me to join live. Had a moment that I actually had to take care of something. It delayed me going live here. We have Clemson. We have Louisville tonight. This is an off game or an off night for Clemson. You know, going up on a Friday night to Louisville, a team that's coming right off of an upset to California. That's right, in overtime, 29-26. Louisville, this is a must win for them if they would just like to keep any realistic attempt of getting into the ACC championship. They have to win this game tonight. Clemson, on the other hand, if they lose tonight, they have to win the next two games, Furman and then at South Carolina, to have a 500 season. Now, right now, Louisville is a 2.5-point favorite coming into this game. They're missing Isaac Brown. He's been out for a few weeks, and he's not playing tonight. That works in Clemson's favor because that guy is one of the best running backs in the country. But this is a big game for Louisville. So it's interesting how this game is heavy for different reasons on both sides of the football. So are you driven by embarrassment like Clemson may be driven? I don't know. I don't know what to say there. But, if you win this game tonight and you win next week, you have a guaranteed 500 season. Or if you're Louisville, if you know, you know. I'm not making fun of the Cardinals, by the way. There's some Cardinals fans like, he's making fun of us, him and his accent. No, it's announcers and how they'll go, Louisville. It's like that. I'm quite sure that's not how you pronounce that. But anyway, right now, I mean, Louisville, with that loss the other night, they really hurt themselves. Because right now we have a 5-way tie for first place in the ACC. Georgia Tech, Virginia, Pittsburgh, SMU, and Duke all have one conference loss. And this is very interesting as you look at those 5 teams and then look at their overall record. Pause there. I know that does not matter when it comes to who ends up in the conference championship, but it is interesting to look at their records overall and who's actually in contention for this thing, because it goes from semi-impressive to absolutely depressing. You have overall Georgia Tech at 8-1, Virginia 8-2, Pittsburgh 7-2, about to play Notre Dame. I did a video on my other channel, another college football podcast. Go check that out, where I talked about Pat Narduzzi saying, listen, we can lose by 100 points. And as long as we win the next 2 games, I'd be totally fine with it, because he knows if he wins the next 2 games, which are conference games, most likely he's in the ACC championship. But SMU 7-3, but they're 5-1 in the ACC. Duke, this is the most depressing. They are 5-4 overall. Just came off of a loss against UConn. No, UConn's not terrible, but they're not great. Duke losing to UConn after they go to Clemson and win. Duke is 4-1 in the ACC, so they have a shot. Louisville and Miami, they are 2-loss conference teams. 7-2, both of them are 7-2 overall. It's very interesting. So Louisville has a lot to fight for tonight. And for me, as I'm looking at this game, we know what Clemson's season is not. After dare I say, after that Syracuse game. After the Syracuse game, it was proven at that moment that Clemson was going to have a terrible season. And some of you could say Georgia Tech. All right, that's fine. But when you looked at LSU at the time, and remember, that was before they had to fire their coach because, well, he didn't live up to expectation. And he has a winning record. And no, I'm not implying to fire Dabo. I'm just saying that, that LSU team that seemed like we were all okay with losing to them because they're an SEC school and they're so good in everything. Yeah, they fired their coach. Yeah, that should tell you a lot about the fan mentality at Clemson now. Not a lot of you. A lot of you are really good, realistic fans. But anyway, but if you looked at Georgia Tech and how they won, you could come away with that going, hey, we lost to a good football team, and then you got drugged by Syracuse. That's when everyone knew that we were up crap creek without a paddle. With that said, we're sitting here we're sitting here looking at this game. We're looking at this game going, hey, if we can just win this game, we guarantee that we're 500 pretty much, because next week you would win. You would win. You're not going to lose to Furman, and you could lose to South Carolina. And no one wants to lose to South Carolina, but you are most likely. But you would know that, for everyone out there who is just, you're just so optimistic. Clemson right now could lose every football game in the season, and you're just so optimistic. You're the type of person that if you got the phone call that, there was a plane crash nearby and everybody on board is just gone. You drive out to the crash and go, well, I tell you right now, at least we salvaged that tail on the back end of that plane. You're that optimistic. Listen, you would find something really good to say about an 0-12 season. But for the rest of us out there who looks at this, we look at this game and we know that this is just, if you have a little pride, maybe you can win. Maybe you can win, and maybe you can, I don't know, get in here. I don't know. Get a little something. Maybe take a little joy in wrecking Louisville's season. If Louisville's hopes of getting into the ACC championship is pretty much dead, and we all know that. You know it, I know it, we all know it. With that said, you give them loss number 3 in the ACC tonight. Their season is, it's not done like our season is done. But any hopes, dreams, happiness, potential, decent bowl game is pretty much out the window for them. Go to the comment section. Got the real McCoy in here. Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. Got Bob Stoops in here. Can't wait to get possibly mad the first time Louisville cut blocks the defense on a screenplay that goes for 15 yards. Travis Hamrick, good to see my old buddy in here. Sandlapper Sam, no screen passes behind the line of scrimmage, please. There may be no screen passes behind the line of scrimmage, or right at it, but that ball getting thrown out in the flats, it's just so overused by so many teams, and it's just the flavor of the day of overcalled plays. We see it every cycle in football. I've been seeing it for years, and this is one of them. And it's crazy. Sermons, good to see you, Brandon. Pregame show is waiting for kickoff. Good to see you. John Answers, good to see you. Let's go, Will, man. Love Friday night games. Harriet Dewan, good to see you, my man. I feel like Clemson wants to win. Defense has to get turnovers in this game. And I tell you this, that's a key too. Miller Moss has turned the football over, and I've seen Jeff Brom not be too happy with it. So Clemson could take advantage of that. I'll tell you that straight up. You could see Clemson step up and say, you know what? We're not putting up with this. We're going to put some pressure on him, maybe get some errant passes, and give the ball over to the offense. May there from Louisville. Good to see Athlete 2015. Let me see. Let's have a great game. Go Tigers. Chris Rhodes. Hey, Brian. Good luck, brother. Good to see you, my man. This is Chase, by the way. Don't know why it's not showing my name. I can tell you the UL fans have been really nice. Good to see you. But Chase. You talking about Henderson? Why is it? That's weird. It is bizarre. Chase Henderson, if you're up there, I think my cousin is up there as well. Let me see. The first series on both sides of the ball will tell you how the game is going to go. Got to come out firing on all cylinders. Chase, yeah, that's weird if that's you. If that's you. Either way, that's odd that's. Let me see. Brian, honest question. Why would Clemson lose? Their terrible, brother? I love your channel. South Carolina is losing to good football teams. Clemson has been losing to almost all football teams. And so to me, being a realist, which for some reason means you're not a real fan, says that if you're playing a team who's lost to good football teams, even been competitive with some good football teams, maybe they win at home against your football team that tonight's vying to go 500, excuse me. That's what I think. Mitchell Hip says 0-12 season means big changes, hopefully. Probably not. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, JT Brown. Chase, that is you. Okay, all right. And you said Parker is up there. My cousin, I think, is up there. My cousin. Yeah, my cousin is up there. I think he is up there tonight. He said he was going up. So he's up there running around. I need to text him and see if he can send me some pictures or something. Well, tell Parker I said, hey, hug Parker for me. Hug Parker. They start hugging their brothers, by the way. The Henderson sisters, as I like to call them. They start to hug and then get in a fist fight. That'd be fun. Headlock. A headlock is not a hug. Good to see you up there. It is what it is. Obviously, there has been a catastrophic coaching meltdown at Clemson. The talent is there. Hey, Tiger Tom, good to see you. 7-5, we go to the Gator Bowl. I think Clemson wins if they score 24 or more. Good to see you, Tim. The sermon comment was supposed to be Durkins. Good to see you. Clemson by 3, I pray. It's us. We are here. Sent you a video. What's up, Brian? You sent me a video. Sorry. You sent me a video. I don't have it. Did you text it to me? Huh. It didn't come through. Wow. Well, either way, I'm glad y'all were up there safe. Y'all enjoy yourself. Know that unless he changed his mind, my cousin's up there. Where are they sitting? I don't know where he's sitting. I need to find out. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I'd have to find out. Good to see you, Michael Forster. Walla K8. Kate B, my daughter Sophia got her first front row game last week in the Valley, and she asked me to tell you Tigers by 100. Well, that is awesome. I am glad she got to see. Yes, John Answer. I'm glad that Sophia got to see a Tiger win last week. Yeah, tell her hello. Tell her hello. And I wish that she could have seen, well, don't tell her this part. I wish she could have seen us when we were unbelievable. She would have cried in joy. She would have wept in joy, you know. But anyway, good to see you. Good to see you in here. That's really good. Glad her first game was a win. T-minus 10 minutes, Travis Hamrick. That's right, my friend. Good to see you in here. Michael McCall, always happy to watch your show. Chase said, I just sent you a pic. I see it. Hold on. That is awesome. That's good, man. That is good. That is really, really cool. That's a nice area up there, I've heard. You just made her night. Thanks, Brian. I've been watching for a while. Well, you tell her go Tigers from me. And I'm happy she got to see a win. She's a good young lady, I can already tell. Sent you a pic. Yes, man, that is really awesome. Thanks for doing that. That is really, really, really cool. Y'all got some cool seats. If I find out where he's sitting, I'll let you know. All right, game's going to be kicking off in less than 10 minutes. Let's talk about this. What is the key to this game? What is the key to this game? There's multiple keys to this game. How mad is Jeff Brom? How mad is he? And is he mad enough to scheme well enough to take advantage of this Clemson defense, which quite frankly has thrived on poor assignments? And you're like, thrive? That's totally an oxymoron. I know. This Clemson defense has been one of the worst Clemson defenses that I can remember in Clemson history. I mean, you go back to the 90s when Clemson would get throttled by these teams who could just score a lot. Most of the times you had guys like Brian Dawkins on the sidelines and coming out there hitting people hard. And you had some really good Trevor Price. We had some really good players. Tim Jones back in the day. I mean, we had some ballers. Anthony Simmons, Keith Adams. I mean, we had some ballers playing on these teams that maybe the record was not amazing, but the defense would hurt you. We don't see that anymore. You got some players here and there, but we're not seeing that. If they come out there and they fart around like they've been doing for the past 9 games, Jeff Brom may take advantage of it. Here's the deal, though. If Miller Moss gets shook up a little bit, and let me tell you, he can. And they have busted coverage, poor assignments, guess what? Suddenly, they could win. Let's talk about Clemson's offense. Clemson's offense has to take care of Cade Klubnik in this ballgame. We need to take shots down the field, shots down the field, shots down the field. And we need to send Tristan Smith downfield with his big 6'5" body instead of calling slot receiver plays to a guy that would go to a guy that would a play that would normally go to a guy my size. I'm barely 5'9", y'all. All right, I'm not going to be beasting someone downfield 50 yards and high pointing the ball. I know my lot in life. But this guy is 6'5". Stop running those plays to him. There we go. And get Antonio Williams involved early on. The guy proves over and over that he has hands. And even though he is about my height, he can go downfield and he can get the football. Use Bettencourt, for goodness sakes. Use him. The guy can play. Olsen, Pat Henry, doing very well. Downfield. Limit the runs with Cade Klubnik. Limit it. If he comes out of this game with 10 carries, we have failed. And he's probably not going to get to 10 carries. He's going to get injured. So you want to win this game tonight, that's how you're going to do it. That's how they'll do it. Well, folks, I'm going to let you go. I just heard my wife came in with dinner. I'm going to go eat. Game kicks off in less than 5 minutes. I'll see you here at halftime. Let's see how the Tigers come out. Do they come out slow? They came out slow against Georgia Tech, costing them. Came out slow against Duke, costed them. I can't remember how they came out against SMU right off the top of my head. If they come out firing on all cylinders and they're playing consistent, we see some good coverage, good assignment football in the backfield, we win this ball game. But I will leave you with this. This is the very first game, if my memory serves me correct, in this entire year that Clemson has not been favored going into it. Sure, they're only a 2.5-point dog right now. They were a favorite in Louisville, Georgia Tech. When they got throttled by Syracuse, they were a 17.5-point favorite. They were a favorite over SMU. They were a favorite over Duke. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Y'all take care of yourself. I'll see you here at halftime. As always, go Tigers.